Okay, welcome to the WTF Divorce podcast. Today we are lucky to be joined by Nicole Richmond. Nicole is a style coach and Astro guide. So we're going to learn about things that I know nothing about, clearly by my dress here. Nicole, thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me. I am very happy to be here.
Yeah, it's we were just talking a little bit before we recorded how like when you're married for 20 whatever years, you probably haven't changed your wardrobe in a long time. You probably haven't like taken care of yourself in this way that once you're divorced, all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, man, I got to get my act together." Talk a little bit about like your journey and how style and all these things really affected you and impacted your coming out of divorce.
Yeah, well, for me, the style bit, I will admit, has been easy for me. I've been involved in fashion in some shape, way, or form since I was young. So the style bit was like the easy thing for me. But when I was noticing when I was going through the divorce, and I wasn't broadcasting it to the world, but it was a really shit divorce, just to sum it up. But and people once people started finding out that I was going through this divorce, they were always like, "Oh wow, you look so great," and I would have never known it. And I was like, "Well, what am I supposed to look like? I mean, I'm getting divorced. I'm not dying. I'm not dead." And I noticed, in fact, like the worst that I was feeling, like the when the shit was really hitting the fans, I was, I just kind of relied on my fashion and my style. I used like as an armor. Like I can't really control anything else that's going on, but damn it, when I leave the house, I'm going to put myself together. And it was just like my little security blanket, coat of armors, if you will. And it's just such a powerful tool because there's like the psychology behind it. It's not, just putting on some, obviously you get dressed every day. But when you take that, kind of concerted effort and intention to get dressed, and you start to feel good. You kind of just naturally perks you up because when you put on a cute outfit, I mean, it does lift your spirits a bit. So,
So you talk about like our
mhm.
feelings. You know, we are down, we are exhausted, we're probably not excited to get dressed up. Is that something that you advise people really consciously think
Oh,
about?
definitely. Yeah, I mean, we all have those days where it's like, oh, I can barely get out of the bed, or, I'm doing like, and it's kind of a sweatpants and t-shirt kind of day. And I mean, that's to be expected. I mean, come on, you're going through like a shit time. But it's those times when you have to get out, when you need to function, that you should rethink going out in your yoga pants and just some grubby t-shirt that you found on the ground, because that just affects your attitude and your how you stand, how you walk, how you come off to other people, your energy. If you're looking like a slob, you're feeling like a slob. If you look like a slob, people think you are a slob, and so you're not attracting, or the people that you are attracting, maybe they're slobs. So it's like a vicious cycle. So I do um, recommend to my clients, there's something, I give them a journal prompt, and it's just daily writing down what you're wearing, but not only what you're wearing, but how you want to feel and what message do you want to send to the world or to anyone, that encounters you. So some days you're like, I got to get shit done today. So I need to feel productive. I want to feel, and you dress accordingly. Like you might wear something, a blazer or a button down shirt when you like, I need to be productive. I need to be focused. I need to, versus, oh, I want to feel super sexy or laid back, or, there's clothes are just it's such an amazing tool that I guess we really don't think about it because you get dressed every day. Most people don't go out of the house naked. So but there is this psychology behind what you wear, and it does make a big impact on you.
I wonder how much, since people, especially with work from home, where it seems like we're in our houses more, which is
Yeah.
like, ugh, why do I even need to get dressed up? But I also, to your point, find like if I haven't changed, gotten dressed, and like put some intention behind it, it does feel like you're kind of dragging a bit. So you advise people, even if they are staying at home,
Oh
to
yeah, and I work from home most of the time. And I notice, I mean, you have those days like, the Zoom call, so everyone is like dressed in the, from the waist up, and then, pajamas or, whatever on the bottom because no one is seeing you, but that kind of trickles over. And especially if you're working during the period, when everyone was at home, it just kind of trickled down. Like you have to demarcate your days. Like you wake up, and even sometimes I do yoga, excuse me, I do yoga a lot. And it's easy to go from my pajamas to the yoga mat, but my mind is like, oh, I'm so sleepy because I still have on my pajamas. So it's like I'm changing and putting on which yoga clothes, which could be pajamas, but in my mind, it's like these came out of my exercise clothes drawer. So now my mind is thinking, okay, we're doing some type of exercise. And then after that, I shower and I get dressed because now I'm not exercising, I'm not lounging around the house. I need to get some work done. So it's a way to just kind of, especially when you're working at home, to just mark the time, like to transition from I'm going from a sleepy, relaxed mode, or just to mark the time when we're in that period of staying home. Yeah, it's just a way to mark the time, and it tells your brain, it triggers this is a new activity. I'm doing something different. I'm setting myself up to work. So I'm getting, dressed. I mean, not that you're going to wear a suit and tie. I mean, you could, but if you're staying at home, but it shifts your mindset, and it just tells your mind that you're doing another activity. So it's not like you're just rolling out of the bed, picking up your computer and typing away. And then when you're done, you just put it on the floor, and you haven't left your bed. You haven't changed your clothes. Your mind is confused. Like, what am I doing? Am I working? Am I relaxing? So yeah,
Yeah. Guilty of all of these. I'm sure a lot of
oh, me
us
too.
are.
I love working from my bed.